What is up, good people? Welcome back. Today I am reacting to the epic Xbox Showcase. Microsoft has dropped some massive reveals, and I am hyped to share my thoughts with you from Indiana Jones to Doom to Gears of War and more. Let's get after it. Okay, first off, I just want to go after the big dog, which in my opinion is Indiana Jones. Now, if we're being real, over the years there have been all sorts of games made on the property that have either sucked or they've been okay at best. This one looks like the first game to ever do right by the franchise. It looks like a proper Indiana Jones game. It looks like it'll draw you in like the Indiana Jones franchise can draw you in, and I'm absolutely stoked. Y'all know me, you know that I don't pay full price for a game, but I'm gonna pay full price for this game, and if there's a collector's edition available, I'm gonna get that one. Moving on. Next up, we got Doom, The Dark Ages. Now, I'm not going to lie to you folks, I've never been the biggest fan of Doom. I own a few of the games. I've played a little bit of them. They're fun enough, but they just never really drew me in. I think I'm going to buy this one. Y'all, this one takes us back to the Middle Ages. You got your main protagonist has this big badass, like, chainsaw shield that he can throw at people. You know, he's got his big old guns and all that. It just looks like stupid fun. I mean, it looks like the kind of game that when you're absolutely frustrated with your life, you just throw that in and you just blow everything all to hell and you take some of the pressure off to keep you from losing your mind on the people at work or in your personal life or whatever it is you have going on. Next up, apparently Microsoft has decided to go ahead and drop some content for Starfield. Starfield was the last game that I paid full price for, and I was really excited for it. And I was one of the many people who were completely disappointed by it. It's not the most content-rich game, which is weird given how much time and how many resources were poured into making it. And it kind of looks like it's going to take one of those cyberpunk routes where it's not so great at first, but then after everything, all the gaps get filled in, it becomes great, which was also the tack that No Man's Sky took. So I bought Starfield and I also bought the little add-on content for it, the little $30 bonus. So I'm probably also going to go ahead and download this and try Starfield again, and maybe with all these extras, I'll enjoy it properly. Now, this game is the one that I'm most excited about from the whole entire show. And I know I'm going to be a little bit of an outlier, but I was stoked for the Life is Strange game announcement. I am the biggest fanboy of that series. I've been in love with it since the first one. And I will tell you this now, if you have never played the series, just know that you need to start with Life is Strange Before the Storm, which was actually the second entry of the series. Play that first, then go back and play the first one, because the first one will make a lot more sense, and there are certain events that occur in Before the Storm that's going to make everything hit a lot more heavy and have a whole lot more impact. But yeah, seeing that Max Caulfield was back, and not only is she back, but she's using her powers, but in a different way this time. She's not just, kind of rewinding time, but she's straight up hopping between realities, multiverse style. So I can't wait. I absolutely cannot wait. Another game that I thought was really interesting in the way it looked and the way it was presented was their game called Mixtape. I'm still not 100% certain what it's about, but I can tell you already that it has a badass soundtrack, and it takes place, it looks like, in the 80s, so it has that aesthetic, and I have a feeling that it's really going to appeal to old heads like me who kind of grew up in that world and grew up with that atmosphere. It may get some of the younger folks interested in that era as well, who knows. It looks really cool. I'm going to have to do a little more digging on it. I hope that it sees a physical release, but something tells me it's going to be one of those kind of games that maybe it's just a digital only or a game, you can only play it on Game Pass. I really hope that it gets a physical release though, because you know me, if a game is out and I want it on a disc and I want it in my hand. Okay, so obviously I had to curtail the video making last night. Again, I do have two small children and life obligations, but it's the next night, they're in bed, and I've got a little more time on my hands. So Let me pick up where I left off. Where was I? Oh, yes, the games. There were quite a few games that were announced that had people all in a tiz, two of which just really seemed to get the excitement train rolling for a lot of folks, but they're ones that I honestly couldn't care about if my life depended on it, which is the new Gears of War and the new Call of Duty. Call of Duty to me hasn't been even remotely interesting since the days of the PlayStation 2. Um, I think that's mainly because I'm not an online gamer. I couldn't care less about online multiplayer. I couldn't. It's not my thing. I can already hear some of you saying, well, it's because you probably suck at it. And, well, that's accurate. I do suck at it. But I'm just not interested in playing with people. When it comes to games, for me, they're an escape from the world, and I don't want to pay good money to have the world piped directly into my ears. I don't want to deal with people. That's why I game. I get enough of dealing with people in my daily life. But I'm happy that a lot of people are pleased that there's a new Call of Duty coming out. And what little bit of I did see as far as the campaign goes, it does look like the campaign might possibly, not going to say for sure, but I can hold out hope. The campaign's going to be a little more meaty than it has been in the past. I mean, Call of Duty's kind of gotten a reputation for like having a 3 hour at best campaign, and then, the rest of the game's held up with multiplayer. It's just not my thing. I was somewhat interested in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. I like that it gives you all these different scenarios you can play, whether it's putting out fires or playing rescue EMT or, piloting 747s or a Cessna, hot air balloons. It looks interesting. Honestly, I've never played the series, at least not since the days of I think like Windows 98 was the last time I ever got my hands on one. I might just subscribe to Game Pass to play that. It's one that if there's a physical copy, if I like it, I'll buy it. I may just use Game Pass as kind of a testing ground for some of these games. Then there were others like the new World of Warcraft. I guess it's an expansion for PC, and I guess I get that PC and Xbox they're kind of merging, and it's like when what you buy on one carries over to the other as long as they're on a Windows or Microsoft platform. But given that that one is totally a PC game, I'm not entirely certain why it was in an Xbox showcase. But I do have friends that are big into World of Warcraft, and I think it's something that they're going to get excited about. Hell, it may even make me want to try it out. I haven't played World of Warcraft since, oh my goodness, since around 2010, I think. And even then, I only played about 3 months and I got tired of it real quick. Um, but, anyways, there were a lot of great games. I think what struck out, I can't talk tonight, y'all. What stuck out to me was the wide variety of games. There was something for everybody. There were real-time strategy games, there were shooters, there were RPGs, there were action RPGs, turn-based RPGs, puzzling games, like there literally was something for everybody. And it almost looks like Xbox is trying to pivot back into what has always made gaming great, which is just unique and fun, experiences, and maybe they're taking some risks again instead of going the safe route with everything, and I applaud them for that. I absolutely do. If you haven't gotten an Xbox Series X by now, and if you're not into physical media like I am, they did announce an all digital Xbox Series X. It's white, and I think there's yeah, I think it's a white one, and then there was some black edition, which I think is a regular edition. It's basically black with glitter. But the digital version, it's only $50 less than a regular Series X. And I'm thinking if you're gonna spend that kind of money, might as well just pony up the extra 50 and get the full package, you know what I'm saying? Anyways, y'all, I appreciate you taking the time to listen to my borderline incoherent rambling. And as always, pick your battles, because not every hill is worth dying on. I will catch you on the next one, and between now and again, I hope y'all have an amazing rest of the week, and y'all take it easy.
Being strung out is not a game. So if you're thinking about using crack, don't do it. And if you use crack right now, do yourself a favor and get help now.